Hello, my name is Eliza Maria, and in this presentation, I will talk about a greenhouse on Mars. Um, so before we start with the presentation, here's also a bit about my background. So I'm Eliza Maria, I'm 15 years old, and I've been a space fan for 5 years. One of my dreams was always to do space podcasts with astronauts and NASA people back in 2022, which was a pretty long time ago. In 2024, I actually made it real, and now I actually have a channel called Astro Eliza. I also work with Munda, where I'm a member and citizen, an Inspire 24 member. I'm a space ambassador and also an artist. I won two painting competitions back in 2023. So right now, to start with the presentation, the main goal would be first growing plants on Mars and in space, grow enough food to support a crew, because in the future, I'm sure we're going to have so many astronauts that will go on Mars probably, and how plants grow on Mars. So as everybody knows, growing food on Mars, so to live on Mars, astronauts will need fresh food, right? And that means growing plants, but Mars is too cold and dry for plants to grow outside. So this is what we're going to need to do and what we're going to need. First of all, a greenhouse that keeps warmth inside. The second one would be sunlight or special lamp for light. So the plants can grow. They can be like vegetables, fruits, like any plants. And the last one would be we need to have the right air for plants to breathe. All right, so on the next slide, to grow plants on Mars, they will need all you see here. So we have like, for example, like water, light, and of course, time to grow in gravity, because it's not the same as it is on Earth. So because we have gravity, it will take some pretty long time to grow, but in the same time, they will need taking care of them. Like the astronauts will have to take care of all the plants. So right now, a question some people have is it possible to grow plants on Mars? Well, it is, but it's quite hard. So some problems of growing plants on Mars might be the very cold temperatures there, low sunlight and lots of radiation, and dusty and dry soil, because the soil is kind of different from the Earth one. And some solutions that scientists can use are obviously a greenhouse to keep plants warm and safe, LED lights to replace weak sunlight, and water recycling system. And here are two main ideas of greenhouses. And as you can see in each of them, they have like some plants, as I said, they can be like vegetables, fruits, or any other plants. And here's the first image, and here's the second one. And that's how they're gonna look probably. So growing plants on Mars and why we need special lights. Well, we can use special lights instead of sunlight. So some scientists can use LED lights that are very, very strong. And these lights give the exact kind of light that plants like the best. And these lights also go inside the greenhouses on Mars, and they protect plants from the cold and thin air outside. The lights make sure plants get enough energy even if the sun is weak. So some positions, profiles, and dusties, how astronauts will work might be positions that, here are some positions that astronauts can have. So we have a commander that makes some big decisions and keeps everybody safe. Scientists, which can study rock, soil, and anything new on Mars. They can do experiments and learn more about space and life. Engineers that can fix things and that break, like machines or the computers there. And they have to make sure at the same time the spaceship or base works well. Some development goals would be first test food and plant systems, like grow plants in the greenhouse that works well on Mars, recycle water and air to support long stays there. The second one will also be use robots to help astronauts, because nowadays we have so many robots and people design them in each ways. So, robots can build things before humans arrive. They can also help carry heavy things or explore dangerous areas where astronauts can go there. And the third one would be create a smart water system, like reuse water by collecting and cleaning it, like recycling, like astronauts do right now on the ISS, and give just the right amount of water there. On this slide, we're going to talk about the routine of a greenhouse on Mars. So one of them would be turn on the grow lights. Those special LED lights turned on for about 12, 16 hours a day. They give the plants the energy they need, since the sun on Mars is kind of too weak. Water the plants would be the next one. A smart system gives the right amount of water to each plant. Water is recycled, so nothing is wasted, and the astronauts can check if the plants look dry or too wet. So right now, the conclusion would be greenhouses, as we said, are very important if people want to live on Mars. They help astronauts grow fresh food and stay healthy there. And this means astronauts don't have to bring all their food from Earth. A greenhouse is also a nice green place to relax. And more shorter would be greenhouses help us live, work, and feel good on Mars. They're a big step toward building a new home in space also. So here are also my contact information if anyone wants to reach out to me. Here's my Instagram, YouTube channel, LinkedIn, and also my X. So, all right, this was my presentation on this really interesting subject, and thank you so much.